My name is Emily Carter, and I'm 29 years old. I'm a teacher in a small town called Riverton. Life was going great, and tonight felt like the start of something amazing. I couldn't stop smiling as I looked around the restaurant. Twinkling lights hung above, soft music played, and the smell of fresh roses filled the air. Tables were decked out with candles and flowers, and everyone was laughing. It was my engagement party, and after 3 years together, Mark and I were finally getting married. In just 5 months, we'd be husband and wife. Mark stood next to me, his hand warm on my back. He's kind, funny, and my rock. We met at the school where we both work, bonding over coffee runs and late-night grading sessions. Our friends and family were here to celebrate. Coworkers, old friends, Mark's parents, even some cousins I hadn't seen in ages. My parents, Laura and Tom, sat near the front, smiling stiffly. My younger sister, Ava, was there too, glued to her phone, like she'd rather be anywhere else. We've never been close, and things only got worse over time. But I brushed it off. Tonight was about love and our future, not old family drama. Or so I thought. My mom stood up, tapping her glass with a spoon. The room quieted, and all eyes turned to her. I want to say congrats to my daughter, Emily, and her amazing fiancé, Mark, she said with a smile that didn't feel real. We wish you love and happiness. Everyone clapped, and Mark squeezed my hand. I felt so grateful. But then Mom's voice turned cold. I have another announcement, she said, setting her glass down. We've decided to give Emily's $45,000 wedding savings to Ava. The room went silent. I blinked, thinking I misheard. A nervous laugh slipped out. That's funny, Mom, I said, trying to stay calm. That money's mine. I'm not giving it away. Her smile vanished. This isn't a joke, Emily, she snapped. Ava's getting married soon, and she needs it more. My face got hot and my stomach twisted. That's my money, I said, voice shaken. You gave it to me. It's in my account. Honey, Mom said, fake calm. You and Mark have good jobs. Ava and her fiancé are struggling. She deserves a nice wedding, too. My hands shook. I stood up, trying to stay steady. We planned our wedding with that money. We're even saving some for a house. You can't just take it. Ava shoved her chair back, almost spilling her drink. Don't be selfish, Emily, she yelled. You know I need it more. I turned to her, jaw tight. This isn't about need, Ava. I saved that money. You spent yours, and now you want mine? Ava's struggling, Mom barked. You've always had more. I worked harder. I shot back, arms crossed. I saved. I planned. I'm not giving it up. The room felt heavy. Mark touched my arm to calm me, but I wasn't backing down. Then, in a flash, Mom stepped forward and slapped me hard across the face. The sound echoed like a firecracker. My head snapped to the side, my cheek burning. Tears stung my eyes, not just from pain, but from shock. Everyone froze. Even Ava looked stunned. I turned back to Mom, voice low but firm. You don't get to hit me because I said no. A gasp came from a nearby table. Then I heard a waiter near the bar whispering into a phone. Yes, I need to report someone getting hit. It happened at Riverton Bistro. Sirens sounded outside minutes later. The room stayed quiet as two police officers walked in. One approached me and asked if I was okay. I nodded, still in shock, and said, My mom hit me. The waiter backed me up, saying he saw it all. Mom tried to argue, saying it was just a family thing, but the officer shook his head. Hitting someone's not okay, even if it's family. They asked if I wanted to press charges. My heart raced, but I said, yes, I do. They arrested Mom right there, leading her out in handcuffs. Ava stared at me like I was the bad guy. Dad followed them out, silent. Mark held my hand, his jaw tight. Later that night, I talked to a lawyer and filed a report. Mom was released the next day, but the legal process started. Weeks later, we were in court. The judge looked at witness statements and the restaurant's security video. It was clear as day. Mom was found guilty of a minor crime. She got a $2,000 fine, had to take anger management classes, and was put on probation for 6 months. She was lucky to avoid jail. In court, she wouldn't look at me. The judge asked if I had anything to say. I stood, met her eyes, and said, I never thought my mom would do this, but no one's above the law. The family rift got worse. Ava blocked me on everything. Mom and Dad stopped talking to me. But the real storm was coming. A month later, I got a thick envelope from a law firm. My parents were suing me for the $45,000, saying it was only for college, not my wedding. I laughed at first. It was ridiculous. That money was mine, given to me when I was 18, no strings attached. I'd used some for college, covered the rest with scholarships, and saved the rest. Ava, though, went to a fancy school, dropped out, and spent her money on a failed clothing store and a flashy car. Now she wanted mine. My lawyer, Sarah, was calm and sharp. "They have no case," she said. "That money's yours, legally. Their claims won't hold up." I was relieved but mad. "Why are they doing this?" I asked. Sarah shrugged. "Some people would rather fight than admit they're wrong, especially when it's about family." The lawsuit took over my life. Emails, court dates, and meetings ate up my time and energy. Every time I saw Mom, Dad, and Ava in court, avoiding my eyes, it hurt. It wasn't just about money, it was betrayal. Ava looked smug, like she'd win. In one hearing, she said the money was only for college. Sarah asked, "Did you use your money just for college?" Ava stumbled. "Not all of it," she admitted. Sarah pressed, "You dropped out and spent it on a business and a car, right? So why could you use it, but Emily can't?" Ava had no answer. The truth came out. Mom and Dad always favored her, and now they were trying to fix her mistakes by taking from me. Mark was my rock, coming to every hearing, holding my hand, reminding me to keep fighting. But it was hard. Legal fees piled up, and we had to pause wedding plans. I barely slept, sometimes crying at night, wondering why my family hated me. But I kept going. This was about respect, not just money. Then things got worse. My cousin Lisa called saying, "I'm sorry your wedding's off." I froze. "What? It's still on." She paused. "Your mom told me Mark cheated and you canceled it." My jaw dropped. Soon, 3 more friends called, confused. Someone sent fake texts, pretending to be me, saying the wedding was off. I knew it was Ava. Then Mark showed me blurry fake pictures of me with another guy, sent by Ava to him and my parents. They were laughably bad, but it hurt. My family was trying to ruin us. We hired security for the wedding and gave them photos of Mom, Dad, and Ava, saying they weren't allowed in. The morning of the wedding, I woke up excited but nervous. Our venue was a gorgeous garden outside Riverton. White chairs, a wooden arch with flowers, nothing too fancy, but so us. In my dress, adjusting my veil, I felt my stomach twist. What if they tried something? At 2:15, a security guard knocked on the bridal suite door. "Miss Carter," he said, "we caught your sister Ava sneaking in through a back gate with a can of red paint." My heart pounded. She wanted to ruin my dress, the decorations, everything. "Was she alone?" I asked. "Yes," he said. "Do you want to call the police?" I thought about it. The slap, the lawsuit, the lies, the fake pictures. But this was my day. "No," I said. "Just get her out and make sure my parents aren't here." He nodded and left. My best friend, Mia, knelt beside me as I sat, shaken. "She tried to ruin everything," I whispered. Mia's eyes flashed. "That means you win," she said. "They couldn't stop you, so they tried to wreck it. Go marry Mark. You deserve this." I wiped my tears, stood up, and smiled. My uncle walked me down the aisle. When I saw Mark under the arch, the world melted away, the pain, the fights, all of it. Our vows were about love and strength. When we were pronounced husband and wife, the crowd cheered. I felt light, free, the reception was perfect. We danced, laughed, and ate amazing food. Mia's speech made me cry happy tears, the kind you get after surviving a storm. Guests said the day felt full of love. Some knew about the drama but didn't push. My aunt whispered, "I'm proud you stood your ground." Her words stuck with me. As the night ended, Mark and I ran through a shower of rice, laughing like kids, and drove off under a starry sky. Ava failed, they all did. Our honeymoon was 3 weeks of bliss in a quiet beach town, just sun, waves, and us. I finally breathed. Back home, we settled into our new apartment, bought with part of the $45,000. It was small, but ours. We put up shelves, picked out a couch, and hung wedding photos. One day, Mark laughed, struggling with an IKEA dresser. "Who'll be our first guest?" he asked. I paused. Part of me hoped Mom or Dad might say sorry that Ava might grow up, but I wasn't counting on it. "Someone who loves us," I said, smiling. Months passed with no calls from them. My birthday came, and for the first time, I didn't hear Mom's voice. It hurt, but I remembered the slap, the lies, the paint. The pain turned to clarity. I ran into my cousin Rachel at the store. "Heard about Ava's wedding?" she asked. I shook my head. "We don't talk." She said, "Your parents took a huge loan for it. Fancy hotel, a chef flown in, the works." I laughed quietly. Of course they went all out for Ava, even if it meant debt. "You going?" Rachel asked. "She tried to ruin my wedding with paint," I said. "So, no." No invite came anyway. I heard some relatives skipped Ava's wedding, upset about how I was treated. The shine was fading for Ava and my parents. Mark and I used the $45,000 for our wedding and our apartment. It's cozy, affordable, and ours. We're building a life, not with handouts, but with hard work. I learned family isn't blood. It's the people who cheer for you, respect you, and stand by you. I lost a lot, but I gained more: a husband, a home, friends who saw the truth. Most of all, I kept myself. I didn't break. I fought for what was mine, not out of greed, but dignity. That $45,000 gave us a wedding, a home, and freedom from their chaos. I stood up for myself, and I won. If this story touched you, hit like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more stories like mine. See you next time.